So, hopefully you've been enjoying the whole day. I know there's a lot of information, but actually you guys wanted another session. So, let's get a round of applause for you wonderful, intelligent people in this building. Couple of notes. Again, if you have an E or you are with the CPA Ninjas, we will be meeting downstairs for a special toast. And at 10 o'clock, it will be open.
Hortons, downstairs.
At 10 o'clock, it will be open to all guests at Hortons downstairs. And we want you to make sure you come down there because it's going to be really beneficial to you guys to network not only with the speakers, but with each other. So let's get another round of applause for Amish Shah and Jay Styles.
Are you guys enjoying everything? You guys learning a lot of cool shit? It looks like half the room emptied out, so they didn't want this session. And this is probably one of the biggest sections around right now. Exactly what I said is you give the middle finger to Google, and this is where you get media buying. All right, so media buying. Why buy media directly? It only makes sense, right? You cut out the middleman and you buy media directly from a website. Even if the website is going through a third party like ValueClick or Platform A or any of the big media companies, you could still contact the owner and say, I'm willing to pay you more than ValueClick or any of these guys, and you can contact them directly and say, I want to put this banner here, I'll pay you X CPM, and we're going to show you some formulas that you can use to calculate your CPM and your conversion rates and things like that. And again, no more Google slap.
That is pretty funny.
Cut out the big G. Who wants to deal with Google anymore, really, when you're doing media buys? Media buys are huge. Like I said before, there's media buy companies that reach 90% of the internet. 90% of the internet. There's some companies that have even more than that, like 95, 96% of the internet. If you can reach 96% of the internet as a whole, that's just insane. Yeah. That's traffic beyond traffic. You save money by cutting out the middleman. You get more traffic, and it's targeted traffic.
Again, you're putting your placement reports from the content network, or you're doing your Quantcast research, and you're buying the traffic directly. You say, hey, your website looks like a good fit for my ad. I want to buy some media on your website, and you negotiate your pricing based on your metrics. It's important to know your metrics. So the things you should know is your banner CTR, your landing page CTR. Well, your creative is your banner, so X that one out. Your banner CTR, your landing page CTR, and your sign-up rate. Those are the only three things we're actually focusing on. We don't care about the rest.
You don't need to know anything else besides your creative CTR, your landing page CTR, and your sign-up rate. And your sign-up rate, conversion rate.
So we'll actually put an example here on the board. Right?
Let's show them a couple things first.
Let's go into some key metrics.
CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. People would most likely think it's cost per million. It's cost per 1,000 impressions.
Anybody know why we're paying for impressions on media buys? No? You're not paying per click? Because media buys is a totally different ballgame, right? You have a publisher, you want to advertise your website on, you want to put your banner on his website. Guess what? He wants to make money for putting your banner up there. So he's going to charge you for impression. An impression just means every time that banner loads on somebody's web browser, that's one impression. If he refreshes, that's 2 impressions. If somebody else comes to his website, visits his website, that's 3 impressions. So you get 1,000 impressions, cost per 1,000. That's what CPM means. You're paying for the impressions. You're not paying for clicks, but you're paying for your impressions. Your job is to make those clicks, do your banner, putting ugly banners if you can.
Cost per view is a little different. You can get cost per view as little as 1 cent, and your CPM would basically be $10 CPM.
Cost per view is something that Jonathan Van Kloot does a lot. That's pop-up traffic. You're paying.
Another
paying
thing you want to know is your eCPA. So your eCPA is your effective cost per action. You want to know how much you're actually paying on how much you're spending versus how much you're making. So that's your effective eCPA. And this is huge for media buying because a lot of companies will even ask you, what's your eCPA? And that's basically the equation right there. That's your how much you want to basically make per conversion.
So if you're paying $40, if you're getting paid $40 from an affiliate network, your eCPA should be what, 20,
Yep.
right? So you can double your money. Sometimes if you're doing big volume, you don't want to double your money because you make that money up in volume. So you might want to make $10.
And EPC is obviously, it's pretty easy. It's the total revenue of site divided by the total visitors. So you figure out how much you made divided by the number of visitors, that's your EPC. And here's a little example. If we had 20,000 users and we earned $10,000, our EPC would be 50 cents. ECPC. ECPC. Effective cost per click. Whenever there's an E in front, that just means like what your bottom line is. It doesn't mean how much you're paying, it just means what your bottom line is. Gives you an idea, basically, how much each click is costing you on a media buy. If you know your EPC, you'll know right away, basically, if the traffic source is going to work for you. And here's how you figure out your ECPC. eCPM is your earnings per 1,000. This formula, again, is just basically total spend divided by the total number of impressions.
So if you're going with valueclick.com and you're buying value traffic from valueclick.com, which sells media on a media buying basis, you would take the amount of impressions that they serve throughout all their communities and you would divide it into the total amount of money that you spend. So that's your eCPM.
And once you figure that out, you could say, look, I know I can't spend more than $3 CPM, and I'm not going to go beyond that because I already know my metrics. If you can do it, you can do it.
Going into media buys, you definitely need to know your metrics. I mean, that's the most important thing. You need to know 3 metrics. That's your banner CTR, your landing page CTR, and your offer sign-up ratio. That's the only three things you need to know about media buying.
Cost per action is obviously CPA. It just basically tells you how much you make per action.
Per every sale, how much are you making? A lot of the networks, too. A lot of people don't know this, but when you buy media directly, you can actually work with your rep. So instead of paying per 1,000, you can say, hey, look, I want to sign a $500,000 IO, and I want a $20 CPA. Oh, wow, you want to sign? Hell yeah, we'll give you all the traffic at a $20 CPA. Well, you know what? You did your metrics, and you know that you're getting $40 CPA. So there, you're doubling your money.
If your product pays $40, you could say, look, I want to pay $20 CPA so that you know you're guaranteed to make $20 per conversion,
Is that
no matter
simple?
what.
You definitely need to
You
have
can tell
Yep.
these media buying companies that say, look, I'm only going to run with you, and I'm only going to pay per conversion. Here's my landing page, here's my offer.
Yep.
And you say, I'm giving you $20 per conversion, and they'll run it for you just per conversion. So what do you have to lose? Every single time you make money, you give them a chunk of it.
Yep. And here's how you do that, too. Here's how you do that, right? You just say, hey, I've been buying a lot of traffic from a lot of different sites. I don't have time to manage these sites, so I'm looking for a rep that can manage these sites on a CPA basis, right? So they can say, okay, well, you're doing a lot of media buys. I'm willing to sign a $500,000 IO on a $20 CPA. You also get a 24-hour out clause, so if the traffic doesn't work, you can always pull out. But
Yep.
again, if you get a CPA contract, there's no risk to you because you're only paying per the acquisition. So you
And-
got to ask some networks if you're willing. You got to ask the networks if they're willing to work on CPA. Just
Another-
think big. Say you buy big. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Think big. Say you buy big. Say you do $500,000. Even if you don't, say you do $500,000 and you're willing to pay a $25 CPA because you know for every conversion you're making $40.
That's the biggest thing about these CPA, these media buying companies. Talk big. They love it. They're salesmen. They want to hear it. You just be like, call up and be like, look, I want to sign a $500,000 IO. That's the first thing you tell them. And their ear, the light bulb goes on their head like they see a big dollar sign. They're like, look, I buy media everywhere. I want to sign a $500,000 IO. And
it's
they'll be
e-
like, okay, so what do you want to do? You tell them what you want to do. And be like, to start, I only want to spend $5,000 as a test. And if that works, I'll sign a $500,000 with you. I have no problem with that. If it works, $5,000, why wouldn't you spend $500,000?
Yep. And $500,000, you don't have to spread that out. Again, we're going to get into 24-hour out clauses. 24 hours, basically, you can get all that traffic for 24 hours, and you can see if the metrics work out for you. If they don't work out for you, just say, hey, the metrics are not working out for me. I
You
want
can cancel the whole
I
contract.
want to use my 24-hour out clause. Now remember, you have $500,000. You can spread that across 60 to 90 days.
You can spread it across 6 months.
Yeah. It's even delivery. So you're going to get, you want even delivery. You want that traffic to be evenly distributed for you so you can spend the least amount of money per day on that while you test that traffic out. And you have a backup by using what? Your 24-hour out clause. If the traffic doesn't work, because you're going to know your metrics right ahead, right? So well, actually, we'll get into that anyway. later.
Sorry, LTV is nothing but lifetime value of your customer. That basically says, what is my customer worth to me across the lifetime of the campaign? It's pretty easy to figure out if you have your own product. This is huge. If you're an affiliate, you can't really figure this out too much. So this is more for people that have their own products.
Yeah, these are more for advertisers. You definitely don't just say you want to have a product. You got to actually do your autoresponders and figure out your long-term value per customer.
Know where your prospects hang out and serve them ads. It's exactly what this picture is. Look at this. This is a perfect example. You set up all these umbrellas here, and these are all my prospects. It's exactly what they want.
Again, how are you getting that data? Anybody know? How do you know where your prospects hang out? I mean, we already went over this a bunch of times. Anybody? There you go. Quantcast, Google Ad Planner.
Where else? There's one important thing that we talked about before, where you can get your metrics before you cut out the middleman. Another place.
No, not Facebook, because you can't. Facebook is sending you the traffic directly, so you can't buy media directly from Facebook. Google Content Network.
Google
right?
Content Network.
Google Content Network is a bunch, thousands and thousands of sites that are publishers for the Google Content Network. So run a content campaign, start generating some traffic, look at what's giving you the most conversions, run a performance report, get those top domains, and send them an email. You can actually automate the process too by making a template for those emails. But
Yep.
we'll go into that in the Black Hat section.
You can find them on Alexa.com, Ranking.com, and these 3 websites are basically where you can start gathering your intelligence. Quantcast, Ad Planner, Google Ad Planner. I mean,
Yes.
there's tons of places you can get this data from.
Alexa.com is awesome. Again, you guys seen the picture with Alexa.com and the different categories, right? So you're promoting weight loss, you go into the health category, you look at all the websites that have to do with health, and you contact them all. You say, hey, I'm looking to buy some media from you guys. I think you guys would be a good fit for my product, and I want to put a banner. Let's negotiate.
Here's Ranking.com.
Ranking
Click
up-
category, type in your keyword, and bang. And you get all the category paths that people take right here. You can start advertising right there. So here's a basic formula. We're going to be giving you guys this spreadsheet too. It's a very, very, very simple formula for media buying. What we said before is you basically want to know what your CPM is, what your blog or landing page CTR is, and what your banner CTR is, and your sign-up rate or your conversion rate. And you always want to plug it in. You want to know what's your what-if scenario and what your breaking point is. So if you know if your banner CTR goes below 0.28%, stop the campaign or figure out what the hell's wrong with it, or change your banners up. If your landing page CTR goes lower than 17%, then you know you want to pause it and let me fix up my landing page. So this spreadsheet actually calculates things for you before
Yeah.
you even get there, and you can use that data based off Google, Yahoo, MSN, whatever data you've gotten thus far. You just plug it in right here, and it'll tell you. This is actually based off real data. We spent $5,850 and we made $7,850. And this is exactly the metrics right here. So if our banners were to go below 0.28, we would have lost money. If our landing page was below 17.89, we would have lost money. And if the sign-up rate on the offer went below 6.33%, we would have lost money. You always want to calculate that before you get into anything for a media buy.
Yep. And the what if scenarios, just put, hey, I don't know what my banner CTR is, so just plug it in there. What if I had a 0.28% or 15% banner CTR? This actually, Excel will tell you your results. What if the blog converted or your landing page converted at a 30% click-through rate? So that means 30% of the people that visited your blog actually went to the actual product, the offer. What about if the offer converted at a 8% sign-up rate? You plug those numbers in and you'll see if you'll be positive. And you just track, like I said, the biggest key is your banner CTR. You want to start, when you upload your campaigns, you want to add a shitload of banners, right? Because you want your banners to split test. Some networks like ValueClick.com, they will actually optimize your banners. They will actually display based on the CTR of your banners. If you upload 10 banners, they will actually display all 10 banners and optimize and show the one that has the best CTR on there. And you do that just for 24 hours. So if you don't hit your metric at 0.28% within 24 hours, you say, hey, I got to pause the campaign. I need to work on my banners some more. You get some banner designers to produce some more banners, and you hit that 0.28%. If it still doesn't work, you use the 24-hour out clause, ditch the campaign, the new website, buy media from some new traffic sources.
Yep. Talking to your reps again is what you want to do. It's all about networking.
Yeah,
Who here has been to AdTech? That's it? Are you serious?
Wow.
If you guys don't go to the next AdTech and talk to every single rep that sells media there, you're never going to get the best rate that you deserve.
No.
We have examples where we've talked to people before, and we've gotten CPM rates as low as 30 cents. We talked to other people who are paying $2.
Yeah. Wasn't that Microsoft or something?
And it's just because we had that relationship with the guy that we met at AdTech. And that's the only reason.
Yeah, call them up. Don't send
Talk
them
to
an
them,
email.
exactly.
How many people are sending emails, you know? Nobody really calls their rep up. I'm a phone guy. I love hustling. I'm calling them up and I'm like, hey, let's negotiate some payouts. Don't email them. Email's bullshit, man. Get them on the phone.
Yeah.
Get them on the phone.
And some of the things that we
Establish that relationship, you
Some
know?
of the things that we used to say is, look, the more money we make, the more money you're going to make. If we both succeed, we're going to take a private jet out to Vegas and we're going to chill.
Treat them out.
And I'm not even joking. We've said this shit to people and they love it. They're salesmen. So you be a salesman right back to them.
Look, how can we create a long-term relationship? I'll give you as much money as you want. You guys want $500,000? You just make the numbers work out for us.
Yeah.
That's all.
We'll give you $500,000. We'll sign the IO for $500,000. You give me a 24-hour out clause.
I mean, that doesn't mean you have to pay $500,000. You can say, hey, I'll give you guys $50,000 in cash for a $500,000 credit. Right?
Or I'll even give you $5,000 cash for a $500,000 credit. They do that.
Yeah, for a
They do
$500,000
that.
credit. And there's no risk, right?
Talk the talk.
You can minimize your risk by saying how many days you want that extended over, right? So if you want to pay $1,000 a day, just extend it as many days you need to. And then use your 24-hour clause so you can minimize your risk.
We had a $500,000 IO that we signed back in like January. We spent maybe $50,000 of that. It wasn't working out so well. we took action of the, we started a new campaign.
I mean, it wasn't working out as, we weren't making half our money back, but we didn't lose $50,000. We did show something.
Yeah, obviously you make some money,
So we didn't lose 50,000.
but it just wasn't working out for us. So we started up a new campaign, we took the 24-hour out clause, and we're not responsible for the rest of the money.
Yeah. You can
Talk big, think big, and you
yeah.
talk to your rep just like that.
You can do big things with media buys. I mean, you don't, everybody thinks you gotta spend the money, but you
And
don't.
know your metrics. When you talk to your rep and be like, look, I need a $1 CPM, and I want to sign a $500,000 IO. I want a frequency cap of 1 per day. And you tell them all this stuff, they're like, damn, he knows what he's talking about. I'm going to hook him up.
Yep.
If you go in there and you're like, well, I don't know, what do you suggest? No. They'll be like, oh, I suggest $5 CPM and, something ridiculous like that.
And the thing right now, too, become the advertiser and get on media buys. Become the advertiser and get on media buys. Because you're, a lot of guys right now doing media buys, they're just affiliates, right? So they make a certain CPA, but when you become the advertiser, again, you know your long-term customer value, right? So you're able to pay out more. So become the advertiser when you do some media buys and just test it out. You don't have to do $500,000. You can do $5,000 in a month. I mean, some small website. When we talk about $500,000 in a month, that's what networks, big networks like ValueClick.com. But when you go direct using your content network, your performance report on Content Network, you say, hey, I want a media buy for $500 a month. You don't have to say $500,000. You can do media buys for $500 a month. Again, minimize your risk, spread that across 30 days, and you're only spending a few bucks per day.
Yeah. This is huge too. Leverage prepaying for more credit. When you prepay with a media buying company, they see that you're serious. You're not applying for credit. You're saying, here's $5,000. Let me run some stuff with you as a test. And they just love that. Like I said, it's a big dollar sign to them. They're salespeople.
Again, just because you're spending CPA, you're actually not spending CPA. I can't emphasize that enough. You have to use your 24-hour out clause. If you think about your 24-hour out clause and you think about it, okay, I'm gonna run the campaign for two days. You're not spending the $5,000 because you're using your 24-hour out clause after 2 days, right? You're spending
A couple $100.
Yep, there you go.
And then maybe not even $50.
But again, go on Google Content Network and figure out your metrics first before you get into media buying.
And you always want to ask your rep about their remnant traffic. Remnant traffic can convert really good, and you can get CPMs as low as like 10 cents.
Well, yeah, you want to ask about the lowest bidder. See, when you say that sentence, ask your rep what the lowest bidder is bidding on for remnant traffic. They're gonna come back and they're gonna say, oh, you know what you're talking about. So instead of them charging you a $3 CPM, they know that their lowest guy is bidding $1. So they say, hey, our lowest guy is bidding $1 CPM. So you say what the lowest, they're forced to come back with the lowest bidder, right?
Another thing you want to ask, actually, and don't be scared to do this, you call up the media company, even before you even have to sign a contract, what's hot on your network? What's working? You can just ask them, and they will tell you.
They will tell you, for real.
They're like, they'll say like, oh, this niche, and they will tell you. So right there, you know niches before you even sign a contract.
Seriously, they will tell you. They will tell you the competitors.
If you can say, I'm ready to spend this much, I got
Yeah.
this much, this is my CPM, what's working on your network? Well, this, and this. Oh, thanks, good night.
Before signing no, make sure you have the following terms. Again, even delivery. You want even delivery of your traffic so you can spread that $30,000 budget across multiple days. Make sure you have that in your contract. Net 30 terms, if possible. Not many do this, but if possible, get net 30 terms. You don't have to pay them for 60 days. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So you can negotiate $1 million IO.
Frequency cap of 1. I'm not sure if many people know what frequency cap of 1 means. Frequency cap of 1 means that when a user visits a website and they see your banner, you don't want them to show your ad again if they go to another website or whatever. You don't want to show them multiple banners.
You don't want to show multiple banners until you know the product actually is working for you.
Exactly. We usually use a frequency cap between 1 and 3.
Two, yeah.
Because sometimes hitting them 3 times is more effective because they see it multiple times and they're on the same website. 24-hour out clause is probably the most important thing you can negotiate with them. If it doesn't work after 24 hours, you can just dead it and say, I'm out. I don't want to deal with you guys anymore. 24-hour clause is sometimes not the smartest thing to do, too, because these networks actually optimize the traffic to your offer. So sometimes you have to wait a week before results.
Bill
And-
based off your numbers. So when you're dealing with a network like ValueClick.com or Advertising.com or TribalFusion.com, you want to make sure you bill off of your numbers. You don't want to bill off of their software. So if you're using a tracking platform like Zito.com, you want to bill off of those numbers. Never
Or
that.
DoubleClick. You can even
Yeah.
sign up for DoubleClick. These are all expensive services for tracking media like DoubleClick and Zito. But if you can bill off your numbers, you will see a huge discrepancy between
Not
their
only that,
numbers
though,
and
you
your
can
numbers.
use Hexatrack.com to buy your media. I mean, Hexatrack Platinum to buy your media. You just can't bill off of your numbers because we don't have the media buying portion developed into that. But you can still track the traffic and see what's converting for you on media buying.
Yeah, media tracking platforms are tremendously big and have a lot of crazy stuff in there. But you can track your conversions with Hexatrack from the media buying platform.
And look at the refers that they're sending you, like ValueClick.com. Who's ever dealt with ValueClick? I know I was talking to a gentleman before about
Mike.
ValueClick. Oh yeah, that gentleman over there.
So here's another thing about buying media too. You can look at your refers. A lot of media companies actually hide their refers. A lot of them don't.
ValueClick.com doesn't.
They don't hide their refers. So you know what that means? You can run a campaign. You can see all the refers, and you can even go more direct to the exact website that was converting and call the guy up and say, look, I'll buy your whole media out. How much is ValueClick paying you? $1,000 a month? I'll give you 2.
Same thing, like
I want all your advertising space on your whole entire website.
Pulse360.com was running ads on MSNBC. I've seen them probably for the last, a year and a half now. It's all been weight loss. It's all been Google BizOp, right? So you know that these affiliates that are marketing on weight loss and Google BizOp, they're getting paid probably a $38 CPA, right? If we're a network, we are a network, so we get paid higher. And if that's the only ads that been running for the last year on MSNBC.com, and Pulse360 actually buys all the media on MSNBC.com. So knowing that for the last year there's been a bunch of weight loss products on there that has never changed. RachelRayTips.com has been on there for a while because I've been monitoring that website. Rachel Ray Blogs has been on there as well.
And then there's a bunch of like the news sites, the
the
fake
last
news
year.
sites that are there now
And
too.
I know that these sites are actually getting paid a $38 CPA, right? So if I knew that after 3 months, I would negotiate with MSNBC.com and I say, hey, look, Pulse360 is actually buying your media right now. I want to offer you more money than they're offering you because now you know that it's all affiliates. Pulse360 is the middleman, right? So they're the middleman and they're getting paid a commission. But you as an affiliate, you as a super affiliate, you know you're getting paid way more. So you can actually blow Pulse out the water and renegotiate that buy with Pulse. Because you know what? Track record shows me that the last year, any ads that been on MSN have been weight loss ads. And if I'm the advertiser, I want all that space on MSNBC.com. I can afford to pay that because I'm getting a higher payout.
Last thing is U.S. traffic only. Obviously, if you have a U.S. product, you want U.S. traffic only.
Start with a minimum of 3 banners so you can achieve a good CTR right off the bat. Start with a minimum of 3 banners of every size. I'm sorry, every size is not on there. But start with a minimum of 3 banners. You want to split testing. You don't want to go into a media buy and put 1 banner up there and say, oh, well, this is not hitting my metric.
Anything with a any banner that has like above like a 0.2% CTR is considered pretty good.
Gangster.
With the 0.2, I mean, we showed you the other banners earlier that were getting 0.38. So that was just huge for us.
Again, if you go into the content network, see your banners, those aren't going to be your CTRs for media buys. So don't go by the banner CTR that you have on the content network. You actually have to upload 3 different banners and actually test those and figure out your metrics. You know what your metrics are, where you need to become profitable because you entered it in the Excel sheet that we're going to provide for you.
Yep.
You entered it in the Excel sheet so you know where your banner needs to hit. So you upload 3 banners till you hit that CTR. If
And
you
all
don't
you
hit
need
that-
to know are these 3 simple rules.
Yep.
That's all you need for media buys. No Google slaps, no garbage this, no quality score, none of this nonsense.
Yeah.
If you can optimize these 3, you have a winning campaign.
That's it. Those are all the metrics you need to know. What your
That's
banners.
why media buying is so huge.
A lot of people get scared with media buys because they think, oh well, that's a lot. That costs a lot of money. But no, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can minimize your risk by spreading it over 30, 60, 6 months. 30 days, 60 days, or 6 months.
Again, you can use day parting with media buys. You don't want to get screwed with media buys. So use day parting. Weekends convert differently than weekdays, so you want to figure that out.
Actually, I had a buddy. I'll tell you a story. I had a buddy that actually did a media buy with Microsoft.com.
So yeah, and he lost $250,000 in a day.
In a day. Because
$250,000 in one day.
he was running it on the weekdays and he was making a buttload of money. So he told Microsoft. Microsoft contacted him on the weekend on a Friday, and they said, hey, look, how much traffic do you want? He just said, let me get it all. Since it's been working all week, let me get all the traffic you guys want. They sure did. They gave him all the traffic he wanted, and he lost
Yep.
$250,000
In one day.
in one day. So
And I
again,
remember we were talking to him, and he's just like, "Damn, that kind of sucked." And hey, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get screwed.
yeah. Again, split test your banners so you always be in your control. This alone increases your
Yeah.
bottom line without
Once-
spending money. So
Once,
what-
once you start with the 3, you know you're winning one, then put up another one. Then you know you're winning one again, put up another
Yeah.
one, and keep testing those 2.
just keep
different
doing it till you. Just keep doing it. There's no reason to stop.
Are you guys testing different ad sizes as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we put in all ad
banners.
sizes.
We put in all ad sizes that they accept, obviously. So we give them everything, and then we figure out which one works the best according to what's converting.
Again, that's if you're using a network like ValueClick.com. If you're going direct, you have to see where their ad position is. So you have to provide, whatever ad specs they want, whatever sizes they want.
And that's why I said 300 by 250 are the best converting size banners,
For
period.
sure.
You can do channel targeting with certain media companies, women's health, men's fitness, horses, whatever. There's a lot of companies out there that offer this, and then there's a lot of companies that don't offer you anything. You don't even know where it's being displayed. It's just out there somewhere. Again.
Optimize. Go ahead.
You can capture email addresses to put them through the funnel.
Exit pops. Capture the email addresses when they leave. Google's the only one that doesn't like exit pops.
Whoever was talking about the dog training, or whoever has their dog training deal, I've never seen one ad on media buys for dog training in my life. And it's one of those markets where they don't convert for at least 14 days. It's huge. Media buying, people are scared. I don't know what's going on. There's only 3 factors to even think about.
Use exit pops on your media buys. Capture the email at least so you make some money.
Add upsells to your offers.
Yep.
Make it a dual combination offer. If you have a dog training product, maybe you want to sell them pet insurance at the same time.
Maybe they got a parrot. I don't know.
And again, monetize your exit traffic. Pop-ups, opt-in, CPA offers. You can put in as much as you want when the people exit.
Google doesn't like this, but media buys, you have no restrictions.
They don't even care.
So, our policy with Google.
If you're not controlling the landing page of the offer, though,
You are controlling line and page to the
No,
offer.
not of the offer.
Oh, no. On the offer, you're not. But on your land.
most of the buys that I've done in the past, it's just banner, click to the offer.
No, but see, you got to pre-sell them with your landing page. That's what everybody fucks up
Yeah.
at.
It's the 2 main important factors, banner CTR and landing page CTR, and that's it for media buys. You don't control the offer. You can't change that factor. Whoever signs up is going to sign up, period. You don't have a choice. 2 things you got to worry about. That's it. You don't got to worry about content, articles, keywords, nothing.
I hope people are taking notes because this is huge.
2 things,
Media
CTR
buys,
and CTR.
yeah. Media buys is huge.
Start small, obviously, like we said, and extend your IOs, but talk big. Start small, but talk big. Okay, I want to sign a $500,000 IO, but I'm going to start with a $1,000 test, just to see how your network is. I've heard some shady stuff about you guys. So then you got to make them prove themselves to you. Again, you can increase the frequency cap once the campaign is successful. If you know that you're making conversions, you might want to increase it to see if one visitor might see the banner 4 times and then they click. It might increase your conversions even more. Frequency cap is how many times your banner is displayed to a particular user who's surfing a certain website per day, per 24 hours. We say between 1 to 3 to start, and once you start making money on that, you can increase it to 5, then try 7, and then measure your metrics based upon that. And obviously, get your network to pay you weekly. That's huge with media buys because you're spending a lot of money. You want it back as soon as possible.
That's how we're able to do it. That's how the networks pays us daily, because we negotiate good media buys with $500,000 IO. The networks know that, and we just request, hey, we're going to be doing a lot of volume with you guys. We need to get paid every other day. So, oh, wow, you're doing 1,000 orders a day? All right, we'll pay you every other day.
Yep. And again, you have to know your metrics. Here's a little case study. So we started a $10,000 media buy for a month, and these are the following results we had. Our CPM was 275. Our banner CTR was 0.37, which was insane. Our blog CTR, our landing page CTR was 15%, and our sign-up rate on the offer was 12%. Our total revenue was $9,000, but our net income was negative $1,000, so we lost money, right? But we gathered some ridiculous data. You can't even put a value on it, because once you get the data, it's awesome. And we reran it. So then we said, okay, we're not losing that much money. We signed a $10,000 IO. We only lost $1,000. We can make this work.
Yep.
It's not that hard.
That was with ValueClick.com. ValueClick.com, we actually had them run a campaign on every channel that they had. So every channel that they had, we actually saw some conversions on certain channels, and we optimized based on the channels that we saw conversions on. We turned everything else off, and we left the channels that were making us the most money.
And this is exactly what was screwing us. Our banner CTR was perfect. We couldn't ask for a better banner CTR. 0.37 is dope. Blog CTR, the landing page CTR, is basically what was killing us. We had some stars on the page for free trial. It had star, and that's basically what was screwing us in the end. And our TNCs, our terms and conditions, were like this long probably. So we reduced that, and the comment section was too old. So we used all the data from similar campaigns from PPC and PPV, and you want to use that data basically for your media buys, because that's your core metrics. And you can always renegotiate your CPM. If you already spend $10,000 with them, they're willing to renegotiate with you because they want your business. So after negotiating a 225 and optimizing our landing page, we had the following result. And this is just by optimizing the landing page. First run, we lost $1,000. The second launch, we made $4,000. And this was over a 30-day period. And this was just saying we only want to spend $10,000 over a 30-day period. The next time we run it, we're going to say, here's $20,000, spend it in 2 weeks. Because we know that we can make money with it. Tracking. Ad servers. Jose knows a ton about ad servers.
Ad servers will help you manage your media buying campaign, track impressions to each banner. Ad server is definitely important. Zito.com, and I can't think of it right now. Why can't I think
There's
of it?
doubleclick.com, there's mojoserver.com.
There you go, Mojo. Mojo ad server is an awesome platform to track your media buys. Rotate banners and optimize based on an eCPM. It'll actually show you how much you're making per 1,000 impressions on your ad server, and it'll make suggestions to you on what ads to use. Some networks like ValueClick.com, they will automatically do that. They will rotate your banners based on an eCPM.
Yep. I even think we did try a banner ad for the jump manual, right? And we tried a media buy with the jump manual on NBA.com. How much more targeted can you get? People want to jump higher that visit NBA.com. It failed miserably. And the reason why was because our landing page wasn't the best and the conversion funnel just wasn't there. There was no autoresponder, there was nothing. It's a different kind of customer when it comes to media. You can always do geo-targeting. So if you know your customers are only in New Jersey or California or Wisconsin, you could say, I only want to display in Wisconsin, Texas, and Florida.
Some media buying platforms, when you're going directly to the actual publisher, which is the guy that owns that website, dogtraining.com, you want to ask him if he allows iframes or any kind of special tags on his website. Usually when you deal with sites like ValueClick, you can't do any of that stuff. What an iframe allows you to do is serve your banner based on the IP address. So somebody goes to dogtraining.com and they're from California, but you don't want to target California, guess what? It's not going to show your banner because you're controlling that. You're saying, okay, I want my banners only to show in New York City. And the iframe, having it in an iframe allows you to do that.
Yep. And that gives you the ability to test track, optimize with extreme ease. So a media buying platform is very important. Tracking impressions using iframe is awesome. So that means you're displaying your iframe on their website. So that means you could do anything to that iframe because it's hosted on your server. You can change out banners instantly like this. And you're testing graphics and you're testing banners right on the fly. And you don't even need their permission. You're just, bang, you're testing so many different creatives. You could switch it out. You could do whatever you want instantly on the fly. And that's why iframe, the ability to do iframe banners is huge. So you got to ask them, do you support iframe?
I mean, using an iframe, for example, like I was saying before with the dial-up and the cable modem, if you know that the user that visits the website, and you're using an iframe, so if you're using an iframe and you know the user that visits dogtraining.com, because in an iframe, it'll give you the data of that visitor that actually visiting that site at the time.
So now you're capturing the data
Now you're
of the
capturing,
impression.
exactly, you're capturing the data with the iframe. So in capturing the data with the iframe, you're going to know if that user's on cable modem, you're going to know if that user's on dial-up, you're going to know where that user is from. Is he from California? And you can show him the appropriate ads. If he's on dial-up, you might not want to show him a video. You might want to show him a graphic that's less intensive. If he's on and we have some more examples on
So here's an example right here is some of the banners and offers. This is basically how your media buy reports should look. So you get your impressions delivered, you have your CPM over here, you have your clicks, you have your average cost per click based upon how many clicks per CPM, your click-through rate, and your cost. Then you actually have your conversions here. And these are the metrics you need to know when you're doing media buying.
And this is
huge.
using the Mojo ad server. The system right here is Mojo.
What are they charging per thousand for service?
I'm sorry?
What are they charging per thousand? What's Mojo charging right now?
They charge you about $3,000 a month to host their website, to host their system.
But per thousand, I know they usually charge on per thousand basis. Like if you're serving 100 million impressions, they're gonna charge you 3 cents per thousand.
No, it's about 8 cents, 10 cents per thousand. OpenX.com is another.
OpenX is free for anyone that wants to use OpenX. You can download it, you can install it on your servers, but the problem with OpenX is that it's not supported by a lot of media buying companies. So you just have to ask them if they support OpenX. We talked about Mojo, and again, there's Zito, and there's also another one, DoubleClick. DoubleClick is extremely expensive. So just keep that in mind. Retargeting is pretty freaking crazy.
Some networks like Zito.com actually offer retargeting.
Retargeting is pretty interesting. Retargeting is probably the best thing to happen to media buying. If someone clicks your banner and goes to your landing page, but they don't buy, it doesn't turn into a conversion, they'll keep showing your ad to that person as often as they can because they know that they're interested in it, and they'll show them whatever properties and whatever website, what other websites they own, they'll keep showing your banner so that they make them buy it. So retargeting is really, really good. And basically, some studies report show that, basically as much as 7 contacts with the customer before they decide to actually buy anything. So you have to show them something 7 times before they buy something. If they show an interest, you show them 7 more times. Here's some tools and resources. Display tracking, we talked about all this. And of course, there's DoubleClick, but DoubleClick is expensive. I would suggest, if you're going into media buying, start with Zito or Mojo or OpenX if they support OpenX, because not everyone supports OpenX. You'll be able to track everything with Hexatrack. And you can use analytics with Verster or Sitespect.com.
Oh, we're not going into that today. But I want to.
We're going to go over this tomorrow,
Yep.
social traffic to CPA, and we're going to end this day over here today.
But
It's
I want to go over.
7:30.
I want to go over an example first before we split. All right. So, if you know what placement you want, and you negotiate a payout, right? So you negotiate 1 million impressions at a $2.50 CPM, like I have on the board here. I suck at math, so I'm gonna bring my calculator out. You don't need to be a math whiz. All right. So at 1 million impressions at a $2.50 CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions, 1 million impressions is going to cost you $2,500. Correct? Right? So at $2,500, if you know that your banner and you're getting served 1 million impressions, because you start off with your banner, right? That's the first thing people are going to see is your banner, the click-through rate on your banner. So let's say, for example, your click-through on your banner is 0.20%. I'm sorry. Banner CTR is there we go. 0.20, right? So we got 1 million impressions. So we divide 1 million. That's 0.20%. That gives us 2,000 clicks. Okay? Let's think about this. This gives us 2,000 clicks to our landing page. Our pre-sale page. You don't want to bring them directly to the offer. You want to pre-sell them first. So you're going to get 2,000 clicks into your landing page. All right? Now, your landing page, based on the metrics you've done, you know that your landing page is converting at a point, or at a 30, sorry, not point, banners is point, but you're at a 30% CTR, which is a 30% click-through rate, right? So now you got 2,000 clicks delivered to your landing page times 30%. You have, which 30% of the users actually go to your offer, the product you're selling. So we have 600 clicks to our product. Based on how sick your product looks or how well you build your landing page, usually 10 to 12%. So now our offer has a 12% click-through rate or sign-up rate. We don't use click-through rate on offers because they actually sign up or they buy the product, right? So our offer has
8%, let's just say.
Let's say 8%, all right. We'll be conservative. So 600 times 8% equals 48. So you get 48 sales. Equals 48 sales. Usually cost per sale. As
Let's just say
affiliate,
$40.
let's say you're making $40 per every sale. So 48 times 40. It's probably be easy. You're making your net is
Your gross.
I'm sorry, your gross is 1920.
And how much did you spend?
Now, how much? Everybody remember how much you spent?
2,500.
I'm
So we
sorry?
only lost 400.
All right.
Well, 400 or 500
Yep.
bucks, right?
So 2,500 minus 1920, we lost 580.
So we lost about $580.
But that's cool.
That's cool, because look at
You
this. Then you can just look at this data and say, where do I need to increase? You probably want to increase your banners, so you start testing new banners. And you
Right.
probably want to try and convert your LP to get a higher, and maybe even test a different offer.
Yeah, maybe test the offer at 12%, right? So let's say 600 users times, and you're split testing using Versatur.com to split test all your different offers. So you have 600 clicks to your product, but now your new product that you split tested has a 12%
Conversion,
sign-up rate.
yep.
So you make 72 sales. 72 sales times 40 equals 2880. So you made some money, right? So you made on a 12%. Oops. So on a 12%, on your offer, you make 2880.
So you netted $380.
So you netted. You can do a lot more stuff to optimize. You can cut off certain channels. Look at where you're buying media. Usually when you buy media from like a network like ValueClick.com that has a bunch of websites, a bunch of properties that they advertise on, you're gonna hit numbers, you're gonna hit metrics. Your banner CTRs are gonna be, you know,
Again, look at all we calculated. There's only 3 things that are important when it comes to media buys. You don't
So
have
your-
to
your
worry
banner
about keywords and
CTRs
quality score or any of that crap. 3 things right there.
and now you look at your referred data, you see where you're getting the most sales from, right? Because you go through Hexatrack, you look at your refers, you see where you're getting the most sales from, and you just tell your rep, hey, look, I just want to focus on these states, cut everything else out. Or I want to focus on these websites, cut everything else out. You'll increase your banner CTR in doing that because now you're more targeted, right? More people are clicking your ad, so you can increase it by 0.3. Here, let's show, just by increasing your banner CTR, right? Oops, I keep on ripping these. Let's say your banner CTR, because you focus on your banner CTR. So now your banner is at, I mean, this is pretty simple, ain't it? When you look at metrics, right? So now you got 1 million impressions. Sorry, I suck at math. I still got to do it. Times.
Maybe 3,000.
There we go. Oh, sorry. There you go. Damn, I'm that shitty at math. That's crazy. Oh, so you get 3,000. So you get 3,000. I'm sorry.
3,000 visitors.
So you get 3,000 visitors to your website. 3,000 visitors. What else? Our blog CTR was 30% times 30%. 900. So you get 900 visitors to your landing page.
And with the 8% conversion rate, let's just try it with the 8% conversion rate.
All right, so let's try it with 8%. So you got 900 times 8%.
72
72
times $40.
times 40 equals 2880. You still came at the same result. So now you just work on
And
the
all you did
blog.
was just change your banner. And you got a 0.1% increase in the banner, and you made money. 0.1%.
So you make 2080, and you spent what,
2,500.
spend is 2,500. So you make a couple bucks.
380.
Sorry, I suck at math, like I said. We don't need Neil for everything, all right? We got we got calculators, so you make.
That's why
300
Excel is beautiful.
net. All right, so you make $380 net,
And all you did was swap out a banner.
and all you do is swap out a banner. You just keep optimizing your numbers, keep optimizing your metrics. There's other programs like how much does P90X pay out? Like 72 bucks or something like that?
I don't remember.
This is only on a $40 state PA. And the more targeted you go, this is like on a network like valueclick.com where you'll show a 0.30% interest rate. But if you go to more targeted like livestrong.com and you're advertising, I don't know, or dailyrecipes.com and you're advertising some weight loss.
There's
your
a couple of self-serve platforms too that just came out on media buying, BidPlace and LeadBack. And leadback.com allows you to do retargeting based on pixels. So they give you a piece of code to put on your landing page and a piece of code to put on your thank you page, and they retarget your ad as many times as they want until it optimizes itself, which is awesome. BidPlace is based on the AOL and Yahoo network self-serve platform. I haven't had much success with them, but it's still, they have a shitload of traffic. If you
And
can
this
make
is
something
just-
work with them is insane. BidPlace,
BIDPLACE.com.
could write it down. LeadBack.
But again, you can still optimize your funnel too. Mind map it out, put an autoresponder. Maybe you don't want to make a sale. Maybe you want to make, some opt-ins and start sending autoresponders. If you'll generate more opt-ins, you'll be at like an 80% opt-in rate or something like that, right? Because your banner's targeted, so you'll be at 80% opt-in rate. You'll get more leads, and you just send them with autoresponders, and you figure out what the long-term value of your customer is. So you'll be able to spend more. So you don't have to just send to CPA product. You can actually capture the opt-in, or when they exit the page, capture the opt-in. Promote your CPA product, do the pre-sale page, your landing page pre-sells the offer, and then if they decide to exit, this is not Google, so Google's not going to penalize you for, they don't want when you click the back button to show a pop-up. But with media buys, you can actually do that and actually capture the opt-in and then send them some autoresponders so you can increase the long-term value of your customers. Go ahead. All right, so now we're going to open it up.
To Q&A.
We're going to open it up to Q&A, and I think we are done for the day.
Yeah, we have about 5 minutes for Q&A before we have to exit the room, actually. So let's just get like a couple of questions. There, thank you. There.
And actually, I'll refer you to somebody over at what is that? The one place, Mojo Ad Service. I'm not sure as far as their price and preferred, but
Wow, look at that.
everything that we've done, everything that we do is actually controlled in-house. So I know Mojo Ad Server actually charges $3,000 a month. I'm not sure about the impressions. It might be less than 8 cents.
So like P90X, are you guys creating
Hello.
No, we're just
All right,
using,
yo,
we're just using
Jose.
their banners.
Let's go to
We're
questions
just using their
first.
banner. All right, we got
Thank
one
you
question.
guys. Thank you guys very much. That's great stuff. Great stuff. I love the media stuff as well. Question about the initial baseline CDR that you're achieving. Are you getting that through your content banners that you're sending out?
Yeah, or you
Whatever traffic it is,
Okay.
you can use that as a baseline.
Yeah.
Then do you change the numbers after you get results back from your media? Do you change that baseline to what you're getting?
Yeah,
Yep,
obviously search is way different. Search is
Right.
like a different animal because it's so targeted. But content network is like, you're catching people offhand.
Yeah,
so.
just use the Excel file and put your best case scenarios. You can always manipulate those 3 different conversion rates, but you might want to put like a standard of a banner CTR 0.1% or something like that and just change your landing page CTR 0.40. So start messing with the metrics and see where you need to be at to be profitable. And in that Excel sheet that we give you will actually show you where you need to be at to be profitable for that certain campaign. I can't hear
Turn
you.
the mic on.
After 24 hours, you can't cancel, can you?
Yes, you can.
You can
got
still cancel.
You got a 24-hour out clause, so you need to contact them within 24 hours and tell them you want to cancel their campaign. It's not the first 24 hours of your campaign. It's a 24-hour out clause, so it doesn't matter. It can be 7 days down the road. It can be 14 days down the road. You can always cancel.
But
You gotta-
they're going to let it run for the next 24
Yeah,
hours
you need-
before
you
they
need
cancel
24
the
hours.
contract.
I mean, have you ever had a scenario where you're promoting a CPA offer and the offer is pulled? It's cancelled.
You can switch the offer out with something else.
yeah, just with, I mean, that's
Or you
no-
just contact them.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you can talk to them. They're human beings. They understand.
If
They're
the
like, "Look,
offer, if the offer is being pulled from you from the network, and you need to pause it, just contact your rep and say, hey, my offer was pulled, I need to pause it. And they'll pause it for you. They'll pause your campaign for you.
Here's another thing. You always want to say that you're an agency or an advertiser, not an affiliate with these media buy companies. You always, I'm an agency or the advertiser.
Yep.
The minute they find out you're an affiliate, they're going to say, fuck off.
And it
I'm not-
doesn't
I'm not even
matter.
joking.
You're an agency, but agencies are most likely affiliates. They advertise for all their clients. They run campaigns for their clients. So you're an agency.
I have a quick question. You guys were talking about landing pages and for free trials, health, wellness, et cetera. And I understand the importance of trying to get an opt-in, but just to potentially test something without doing a pre-sale page and that, have you guys ever run just a straight offer to the page and know that the conversion rates would be significantly lower rather than 8 to 12%, it might be maybe 1 to 3%. But have you been able to test it that way and say, hey, this is really working well, or you guys always do a landing page with,
I've tested going straight to the offer, and with CPA, it just doesn't work.
doesn't work?
No, we've always put the pre-sale page.
Yeah, the pre-sale just
Because a lot of the
makes the
advertisers,
sale.
a lot of advertisers don't know what us marketers do.
I
you
think I
know?
bought
They're just-
traffic from Burst Media. Burst Media is another big traffic company, and I think I signed like a $20,000 IO with them. And I tried the landing page deal. That didn't work. And then I tried doing straight to the offer because I was like, maybe just the landing page sucks, and it was even lower. So I just took my 24-hour clause and I was done with it. And I probably only, I mean, I made money. I mean, I didn't like make money, but I didn't lose the $20,000. So in effect, like my net income was like negative like $3,000. So I was still making conversions, just not where I needed it to be.
Do you guys show any samples, like the P90X landing page that you guys have done?
I'm sorry?
The P90X offer you were talking about.
Yeah, we haven't done any landing pages, but we will.
We can, like I said, when we open up the affiliate network to all you guys, we're going to show you, we'll give you all the offers, that are working, and you guys can go out there and do what you need to do.
I'm just saying, I'm giving you guys a certain niche. I mean, P90X, you've seen it all over the TV. I mean, that's a hot market right now. So those guys that the same thing as you would do with Google. I mean, just pre-sell. Learn what you would take the information that you got off developing some landing pages. Test your landing pages on the Google Content Network. Get the best page that you have and throw it up on a media buy. Try.
And you
media
can
buys.
even go to like the P90X website, take some of their testimonials and use it on your website because they're official testimonials.
I just want
And just write a story about it and say you have to check it out.
Does the URL anything to do with P90X that you guys direct your traffic to?
Does our what?
Pardon me?
Does what? Sorry, I missed that.
Somebody clicks through that banner ad to this junk page or landing page. What does that URL tend to be?
It could be P90X Body or P90X Extreme or something like that. With branded products like that, sometimes you can send them straight to the offer and it'll be just as good if they're branded. Because people know what P90X is.
This shit is crazy.
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry,
make
I
like
just-
$1 million
I just
from
like
this in like the next 3 months. I have a tip and a question.
Sure.
I used to actually be an ad sales rep for Yahoo for some time.
Well, then
And
we need to talk, buddy.
that was a while ago.
Insider secrets.
Now I do this stuff. Well, I have a lot of insider secrets, and one of them is like a very simple one. You're talking about negotiating your CPM, the whole deal. There are a couple things you can do to get a lot of free impressions, and also to lower your CPM. Before you even go through your whole thing, do your planning. Find out when the end of the fiscal quarter is for that particular company.
Exactly.
And do all your planning.
Yeah.
And utilize, for any of you that haven't, done negotiation, really simple lesson in negotiation, just utilize quid pro quo. If I do this, will you do this? If you do this, I'll do this. So you do all that, and then you call up your rep on the, you build a relationship. Don't be a dickhead about it.
It's kind of like the end of the month for police officers who need to
Yeah.
make their quotas for tickets.
Yeah, even
It's the same thing with Yahoo. End of the
this
quarter, we
always
need to make
works
some
on
sales.
me.
Let's do it.
This always worked on me, and I was always above quota, because everyone wants to sell more. It's always good. It makes them look better in their company. You're helping them in their job. You call them up on the last day of the quarter. You're like, hey, John, I'm pretty much done doing my planning with this. If I send you that IO today, will you give me X? Will you give me this CPM? And you have to close the deal. Don't let them close you. You're the closer.
Yeah, that's good.
But again, don't be a dickhead. Build a relationship. Just be
Yeah.
assertive. Don't be aggressive. And say, if I send you that IO today by noon, will you give me 300,000 extra impressions? Or I need 300,000 extra impressions. Just demand it. If I send that to you by noon, will you give me, X CPM? So you can get. They're more likely to give you free inventory than reduce their price because they want the revenue. But it's not hard at all to get. They have it in the rate cards internally to do, end of the quarter
Yeah,
bonus.
they can't go over a certain amount or whatever. They can't go under a certain amount, sorry.
Yeah, so if you also on top of that, so you'll get free advertising and you'll get it discounted by doing that. And just like these guys said, always come in positioning yourself as an agency because almost every media house has agency rates, which are different than
Yep.
direct merchants or
Exactly.
definitely affiliates. So if you leverage that, you understand kind of where they are and where they need to be, find out where they are with their quota, get to know the person. Hey, how are you off, are you this much off quota?
Yeah, every application to a media buying company will ask you affiliate, agency, or advertiser.
Yeah, always be the agency. And you got to set up a website and just make yourself look like that. So that you'll make more money for doing that. My question is, working on a CPA basis is kind of a new thing for a lot of these ad houses. How exactly do you give them a pixel, or like what do you actually do with that? How does that technically work?
Yeah, basically. We give them a pixel, or we put their
No, we
pixel.
take their
No, we take their pixel and put it on the thank you page of the offer.
On the advertiser's page. So we take their pixel, give it to the network. I mean, some networks, actually what we did is we developed our own pixel, which we can add other pixels within our pixel to
So
fire
we
at
can
the
group
same time.
pixels.
Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to give the advertiser and show the advertiser that, hey, we're buying our traffic from valueclick.com. So we bundle it into our own
Yep.
technology and we bundle it into our pixel. So when our pixel fires, it looks like hexatrack.com. But when our pixel fires, it's going to actually fire also the ValueClick pixel as well. So you don't want to give the you don't want to give the advertiser, you don't want to say, here.
Like, here's
here-
my click booth pixel,
Yeah, here-
or like, here's, like something.
Or
like,
here's my Pulse 360
My Pulse
pixel
360, pixel to click booth. Because they'll be like, oh, wow, look at
Because
all
networks will try to buy
You wanna
that
package
traffic
it like you want it.
directly. They will cut you out and try to buy that traffic directly.
Awesome.
I'm sorry?
Thanks.
Can we give you that script?
We have pixels built into Hexatrack.
Yeah, we have pixels built into Hexatrack. So you can grab
So
your
when you
Hexatrack.
create your campaign, you can actually just take the pixel and give it to whoever you want to.
Well, Pulse 360 is not a media buy, but valueclick.com.
But we can do that where we can put like a Pulse 360 pixel or like anything, even like any traffic source pixel into Hexatrack and
Aside, I can hear you. And nobody else can, but I can.
well, like what you
Oh, there you go. Wow.
like what you were just saying, instead of giving the network your Pulse 360 pixel for them to optimize it, can we do that? Can we put somewhere in Hexatrack the Pulse 360 pixel that will then fire? Because we've already given the network our universal Hexatrack pixel. Can we give that? Is there somewhere to include the Pulse? Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Felix,
Felix could work on that right now.
Because
we
is
don't,
that a-
I
is
know,
that a
right now,
capability?
we don't have that feature.
can we
built.
put third-party pixels into Hexatrack?
He's like,
But you guys do that, right? You're saying.
no, what we do though,
We
is
do that,
We use
yeah.
Direct Track. So what we do is Direct Track actually
Direct
allows
Track's a
you
little
to add
different, though.
third-party pixels in there, and then all we do is give our Direct Track pixel.
Oh, okay.
So, no.
But for us, you don't have any solution besides getting direct tracked.
Besides giving them the advertising
Felix?
pixel. We can, no,
Fe-
we don't.
Felix?
Come on,
actually,
Felix. What do you say?
Unless you has offers, or unless you have a Direct
Can you
Track
bundle
platform.
third-party pixels into our pixel?
Oh yeah, has offers. Okay.
He
How-
said,
how long- how
he
long-
said, of course.
How long will it take, Felix, to bundle other pixels within our pixel? Huh? He said
1 hour.
Hey. Yeah, Felix.
Nah, Jeffrey said, hey, Felix, don't worry. Jeffrey said he got your back.
He'll take care of it. All right, I think that's where we have to end today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, check it out.
You know what's
Check it out.
crazy? You know what's crazy is that like me and Jose are really telling you everything we fucking know, which is fucking crazy. Okay, anyway.
So tomorrow we got a special surprise for everyone.
Yeah.
We got a special surprise. I think.
And not only that, but tomorrow, majority of the day is gonna be Black Hat. So
Uh-oh.
be prepared.
Hey, so everybody call your attorneys tonight and say, we need you on standby because this guy's talking some crazy stuff. And we want to see if we're going to get into any
And we're also
legalities.
going to talk about how
But you
to
won't.
structure your business
Well,
and your
actually,
taxes and
don't
everything
test
like
on
that
me.
from a business standpoint. So there's two big things tomorrow.
Yep.
Black Hat, yeah, same time tomorrow. There's going to be Black Hat and business structure. And we're actually going to bring all of our employees on stage and show you step by step what each person does.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for the speakers, Amish and Jay Styles.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's not loud enough. Let's get a round of applause for your speakers, as well as Amish and Jay Styles.
All right, let's go.
Well,
All right, so by now, you're at the end of the DVDs. So go start getting some media buys ready. Go start getting some insertion orders.
Yeah.
And start buying traffic on a CPA basis. Just tell them, hey, I'm willing to give you guys $45 per every sale. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you know, again, this is something that's not that hard, and I hope you realize that after the DVD. It's just getting out there and actually doing something that makes a difference. So that's all about media buys, and again, happy holidays from us and the team.
Happy holidays.